Hi everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to simply relax and craft. And I need this little crafty session so badly because I have behind the scenes been sick, my family's been sick, and we are finally feeling better, and I have not been crafting for about 3 weeks now. So I have a little list of things I want to get done this evening, and I thought it'd be fun to share what I'm working on. So the first thing that I want to do is I have this really fun tumbler that I found at Hobby Lobby. Of course, I was instantly attracted to it because it was a really pretty pink, and so I thought it would be fun to get it all decorated, and I have a really fun list of things that I want to get done tonight, so I hope you enjoy this as much as I am enjoying finally getting down to my craft space and creating. Okay, before I start weeding my design, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my rubbing alcohol, I have it in this little spray bottle here, and I'm going to just clean off the surface of my tumbler here, and I'm doing this just to remove any of the oil or dust that comes onto the surface when handling it or either sitting on the shelf at the store. And the cleaner the surface is, the nicer the vinyl will stay on the little cup. So I'm just gonna take a second and get that all clean. I'm gonna put that to the side and let's weed our design. I will definitely, as always, put font information and supplies down in the description box below. But for this design, what I did was I took my measuring tape. I went ahead and created a template in Design Space. So I measured around and then I measured from this little lip here down. I took those measurements, I made myself a template in Design Space, and then I was able to create a little wrap. So I am going to go ahead and get this all weeded out. I'll put the font information I used down below, and as for the little flowers, I just filtered for free images in Cricut Design Space because I do not have Cricut access, and I went ahead and typed in flower, and this is one of the options that popped up. Whoop, I'm missing a couple. Let's get those back down. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, there we go. Oop, and 3. Oh, I'm just so ready to get crafting that I need to slow down and take my time. Okay, so I thought it'd be fun to put my little name on here, and then I thought it would be really fun given the color of the cup and these little just daisies to kind of have a little retro vibe to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and weed out all of these little centers of the flowers. And oh, I love that look so far. I will admit, I cut this whole thing out on a holographic vinyl, but it was looking, once I cut it out and kind of held it up to the cup, it was looking really tone on tone, and I enjoy a tone on tone. You've seen me do it on my channel a lot when I am working on crafting, but for this it just wasn't popping as much as I wanted it to, so I went ahead and recut it out in a white adhesive vinyl, and I think I'm gonna like that a lot better. So let me get the middles of my letters, and even though I haven't been crafting for a few weeks, it doesn't look like it on my channel because luckily before getting sick and taking care of sick ones, I had a bunch of content already scheduled. So that was so nice that I was able to still inspire you all, but behind the scenes, definitely take it easy. But let me know what you all have been up to. I feel like I haven't really chatted in quite a bit, but I'd love to hear what you're working on as well. Okay, all done. I'm gonna take my little magnets and just get this flattened out on my mat for a moment, and then I'm going to take my transfer tape and I'm just going to cut that down to size. I'm going to give myself just a little bit of room here, and I love this transfer tape because the grid lines not only help with placement, but in fact what I like to do, I should show you that here, I like to put my transfer tape down and then put my design, because then I can see exactly how much I'm going to need, and that really helps me get it all cut out. So let me go ahead and trim that out, and then we'll get started. Okay, and again, I love the grid lines because it helps me get some nice clean cuts, which in the end really helps to preserve and save on transfer tape. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this all placed on the vinyl. So I like to do with bigger projects is I just expose about 1 inch of my transfer tape instead of just pulling all of this off at once. I expose about 1 inch and I fold back the little carrier just like that. Okay, so far we have this. And instead of having an entire sheet of stickiness, what I like to do is just lay it down little by little. So just like that, press that down, and then pull this little kind of handle that you created by folding that back, pull it, and then the rest will just lay down just like so. And it makes it just so much easier. I got a little bubbly for a second, so I'm just going to pull up and realign, and we should be good to go. Okay, move that to the side. Another thing about this transfer tape, and if you've been around my channel, I'm repeating myself, but just in case you're brand new, I like this because the liner is still available. I like that the transfer tape is on a liner and not just completely sticky like tape would be, because then once I'm done with this, I can just stick it right back on this piece of liner and then I can reuse it. It makes for saving a lot easier. All right, I'm gonna set that to the side for a little bit later. I'm gonna grab my scraper, scrape down the front, and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over and really scrape down the back as well. Okay, and that's about good. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side, clean up my scissors, and let's bring in my little tumbler. I just have it sitting in this little cup cradle here. It's so nice. It allows me to just set this here without it moving about. Before having this, I would have it here and it just rolls. And sometimes you just wish you had an extra arm, and that's exactly what this little cup cradle provides. Okay, now with it still upside down, I'm just gonna peel the liner away, and that will keep my vinyl on the transfer tape, just like that. Okay, perfect. Worked really well. Okay, grab my whole design here, and oh, I like the white. It was just too, it wasn't gonna pop enough with the holographic. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go just like that. That should be good. Okay, so I am going to just let that gently fall, just like that. And I'm going to start in the middle and just kind of press and rub to the left and right just to lay that all down. So I'll go ahead, oops, on my, my glass mat there. Okay, lay that down there. Okay, and then on this side, one thing you want to be aware of is that you don't want your, I'm going to rub this down real quick, because what you want to be aware of is you don't want your vinyl to go on your transfer tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause on this side. I'm going to take my scraper and really scrape down, get these pieces down. Okay, that way I can peel up this side. And this might need just a little bit of help staying put. There we go. And there we go. Okay, now I can take this side and lay that down, just like that. Super cute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, let me trim this piece off. That way it doesn't fall back onto the other side. There we go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go around with my scraper, really press down, and then I can peel up the rest of my transfer tape. Okay, so I'm just going through and I'm just gently removing my transfer tape, making sure that things are laying down. I'm having to reinforce quite a bit just to lay that vinyl down. Sometimes that can happen on these plastics. It makes it kind of tricky, but I'm going to, after I'm done with this, I'm going to set this to the side and just let the vinyl set. And then obviously I'm going to let this go because if you can see, it's kind of going up onto the lip here. So I'm going to let that come off and I'm going to put that on manually. But I'm going to let the vinyl set for a few days and then obviously I'm just going to hand wash this only. Okay, there we go. So again, this one was just a little too close to the top. So what I'm going to do is take my tweezers. Just going to peel that gently off of the transfer tape, just like that. Okay, and then, let's see, where did that go? Well, I guess it didn't need to go in the spot that I wanted it because I think it was kind of right here. Okay, so again, it kind of took a little bit to nudge these little flowers and vinyl in general down. So I'm definitely going to hand wash this only. And hopefully this kind of holds up a little bit. So sometimes plastics can be a little bit tricky, but I think that turned out super cute. And honestly, I just made this for myself. So we'll see. We will see. But I like it. I think it's really, really fun. Okay, the next thing that I want to work on is I found these really, really cute iron-on rainbows. How cute are these little patches? I found these at Hobby Lobby and I just had to get them. I wanted to put one, my initial thought was to put one just on a shirt, and I was going to do sweatshirts, but spring is right around the corner, and I thought once I got home and saw this little striped shirt that I had in my stash, I thought that was super cute on the striped shirt. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Another thing I want to do is I'm gonna save the other two. I want to put this on a little pink hat. I think that would be so fun on a ball cap. So I don't have one in my stash. I've decorated all that I have, but I'll get one and then I'll put it in an upcoming video because I think that would be so cute. So I'm just going to take one of these. How cute would that be? Isn't that adorable? I think that's so fun. And then again, I'm going to save the rest of these for some other fun little pieces of apparel. Okay, so I have my heat press all ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of butcher paper just to put on top of this patch, just to protect it from the heat source. And I'm going to press this on. And then what I'm going to do after I do the initial press on this side is I'm going to turn my shirt inside out, just like this. That way I can press from the inside and get this other side and heat from the back as well. So you'll see me do that in just a second, but we're going to press in the front, and then once it's tacked down, I'm going to flip it inside out and do some additional heat. But I think that's going to be super cute. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? And so simple. So I think the aisle that these little patches are in is, well, I'm sure all Hobby Lobbies can probably set their layout a little differently, but I think it was around like their apparel section, you know, where they have kind of blank t-shirts that you can decorate. I think it was somewhere near there, but I think that's really fun. And again, I'll use the extras to do a little hat. I think a baseball cap, like a pale pink baseball cap with this on there would be so cute as well. In fact, that would look really good on navy as well. So lots of options, and I think it turned out so sweet. So I think it's really fun. I like it with the stripes too. I think it's just very visually interesting. All right, let's move on to the next fun little craft for the evening. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is I found this really fun circular sign at Target in their little dollar spot. This was actually $5 because if you're familiar with their little dollar area, it's either $1, $3, or $5. I thought this was so cute, and I actually picked up another one. It was more of a rectangular shape and it has a navy frame, so I picked that up as well, and I'm going to be inspired with that, I'm sure, fairly soon, so watch out for that one too. So I thought it would be fun. I actually have some plans to make one of my little kiddos a little crafting corner, and I thought that would be really, really cute to create a little sign. So I'm not going to be doing this little craft corner until late spring. We're just setting up a fun little desk area and creating just a really fun space to craft in for her. And so for right now, since I'm not going to start that project until a little bit later in the spring, now is the time where I'm just setting aside little things. I am creating little things for that little space, and I think it'll turn out really, really fun. So be sure to watch my Instagram, because once we do that, I'll post a little finishing picture. So what I thought it would be fun would be to make a little sign for the little space. And let's see if I can get this all out eloquently. There we go. I think this says my happy little craft space, I think. Well, time will tell, won't it? But I found this SVG, and I'll link where I found it down below. That way, if you're inspired as well, you can go ahead and create with this. Okay, so let me get all these little pieces. Okay, here is the initial little design. And then I'm just going to collect all of my little pieces up in the corner here as I weed out all my centers. And then I'll just trim off that corner when I'm done. Okay, so it did say my happy little crafty space, which I thought was so fun. And then I also went through my scrap bin of adhesive vinyl, and I found some pretty pastels and cut out some hearts just to kind of fill some additional space. Okay, so I have all of my little extras there. So what I'm simply going to do is I will just trim that off. It's an easy way to collect all those pieces and toss. Okay, let's get some transfer tape. I'm going to reuse the transfer tape that I used earlier. See if it'll fit. I think it will. And just about perfect. A little bit on either side. It's a little short, but it's going to be just fine. Okay, and I will weed these in just a moment, but let me go ahead and grab my scraper tool. Scrape down the front. Let's see if this has a hanging, nope, it doesn't. I was going to say, if it does have a little hanging mechanism, you will want to make sure that that is located in the correct spot before hanging it up. But I'm actually going to put this on a little shelf above the little desk area, so it's no big deal that this doesn't have something to hang with. Okay, there we go. Again, turning over. And what I like to do is I find less is more, both in design and transfer tape. So I am going to trim any extra transfer tape down, because I find if I have too much, it makes it a little harder for me to place. So less is more for me. Okay, so let's get that out of here. And again, face down. I have a couple pieces kind of hanging further than the transfer tape, but that's okay. And now I'm just going to peel the liner away from the vinyl, leaving that on the tape. Okay. There we go. And now I can just visually center this. There we go. Sometimes I just need a second to clean up so that I can keep it manageable. Okay. Oh, isn't that cute? And because I don't have, you know, a true up and down, although I kind of want to go with that wood grain. See how that has some nice lines in it? Okay. Because I don't have a true up and down, I can kind of position it any way. Okay, I think that looks pretty center to my eye. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm gonna initially just press that down with my hands, and then I'll come back through and really burnish that down. Now, as you can see, some of my vinyl is hanging off my transfer tape. I want to be really gentle around that area. You can glide really smoothly over the transfer tape, but try not to actually go over the exposed vinyl because it can tear pretty easily. Okay, so you'll just want to be extra careful there. Okay, I'm just going to gently grab a little corner, being careful not to scratch my wood or faux wood, whatever it may be. Okay, there we go. And now we'll just peel that. Okay, there we go. And then I can just peel that away. Now, this is super, super cute as is, but I thought it would be fun to fill the space with some hearts. So let's see what we think. I went ahead again, found some scrap pieces. So always keep your scrap pieces because you never know what you can create with them. But I put some hearts in Design Space and just went ahead and cut these out. And I thought it would be fun to just place these around the little quote. Plus it brings a little fun color. Now, I'm telling you right now, I'm not sure. Oops, sorry, my printer is self-cleaning. My sublimation printer. That's why I love it. I love that it does a little self-clean. Okay, so now I'm not convinced I want to, I think I want to use them, but I'm also, again, less is more. So I really do like it just like that too. So what I can do is, I don't think I'm going to use transfer tape. You could either just peel these like a sticker. I probably will use some tweezers. So I'm going to grab some tweezers and let's see what this looks like placing some hearts around. Okay, so this first one, I think I want to go here. And I'm just going to gently, like, just not even stick it down. I'm just going to kind of place it, right? I'm not going to press it. Just in case I decide to change my mind, because we can do that, right? We can change our mind. I'm going to grab a blue. In fact, I think it might be even easier just to kind of gently place them with my finger. Again, not pressing them down. Let's go with some green. Oh, I think it's really cute though. Time will tell, time will tell. Okay, and some pink. I kind of like how it fills the space, but we'll see. Okay, so this is kind of where I'm at with it. And I have one more little green one, mint heart. And I think right here looks good. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I like the little hearts. I think it's fun. You know, I'm probably going against all popular opinion and I'm going to remove them, and it's going to be easy to remove because I didn't tack them down, so I can just simply go like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place them back on these liners. I'll give them to my kiddos to use as stickers. But for me, I don't know. It's just not completely my style. I really kind of like the simplicity of just the little quote. And I don't mind that there is some, you know, empty space around it. I find that actually kind of a breath of fresh air, right? It's just not too crowded. But I wanted to lay those down just in case that you know, really wanted to take this a step further. But for me, my kiddos are going to have some stickers to play with, and this is going to just be a little bit more simple. Okay. And you know, that is just the thing about crafting. Everybody kind of does it differently. Everybody's eye falls in love with something completely different in the end, and that's just what makes us unique as crafters, right? But for me, I really like that. I think it's simple and fun. I think it's going to be a really great little piece for the space. Plus, we got some stickers. Okay, so here is our third little craft. I love this piece. I think it's so pretty. I love that petal pink frame. It's something I haven't seen, so I think it was really fun to find at Target. And if I find another one, I might just have to pick it up for my own craft space. All right, let's go ahead and continue crafting. Okay, the next thing that I want to work on is a fun little frame for my craft desk. So as I was kind of redoing my craft room, if you missed my craft room tour, I'll link it up below so you can see. But as I was getting into my new space and rearranging a bit, I thought that I really was kind of missing a fun little frame for my desk. So I thought it would be fun to have a little place to put a family photo. And I've used this SVG before. I love it so much, and I thought it would be super appropriate and cute on a little frame. So I found this frame at Hobby Lobby. I feel like everything that I have done tonight or most everything has been from Hobby Lobby, but all separate purchases. I just have quite a stash that I'm going through. But I found this at Hobby Lobby. It was a just plain bare wood, but then I did add a couple layers of chalk paint, and I'll link the chalk paint down below. So I thought it'd be cute to do this cute little loved design. I love that the heart, or the period, is a heart. I think that's just so sweet. And I love this pink color because it will match really well with just the aesthetic of my craft space. So I'm going to keep using this same transfer tape that we started this evening with. And I am going to just keep further trimming it down to size. Okay. There we go, and I'll take, it's getting sticky now. I'll take my scissors, just trim this down. There we go. And again, less is more, so I just trim just as much as I need. And I'll remove that. And then let's burnish. So grab my little scraper tool, and I'll do the front and back as always. And we'll just do a very simple little decoration on this frame, and it'll look really sweet. I also got a photo printer for Christmas, so I am in love with it because I can simply come down here, create a little frame, decorate it, and then I don't have to wait for a picture to arrive because then I can just print right from my phone. So I'll link my photo printer down below. I absolutely love it. I'm so happy with it. Okay, so peel away my liner, and there is my adhesive vinyl right on my transfer tape. Let's get this right here. Oh, how cute is that going to be? I love it. Okay, so I'm going to center that visually how I'd like it. And I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, so I'm going to press that down, reinforce that with just a little bit of pressure from my scraper tool. And this will be ready to go when I decide on which photo I want to put in there. Isn't that cute though? I love that. Oh, it's so fun. I think it's simple and fun, and I really, really love it. Okay, I really want to have some fun with my button press. I'm obsessed with this. I am so glad that I purchased this. I do have a whole video on all of the things that you can create with this press, and I'll link it up here. And in that video, I'll also really slow down on the process. I'll explain it here because we're just going to be making one simple little thing. But if you want a longer process video, I'll link it up in the corner. So I really want to create a little paper clip bookmark, if you will, or just little divider for my planner. And I think as well, I'm also going to do a little bookmark for my book. I'm trying to read a book a month this year, and I'm doing so well. I actually am already reading March's book because, well, I've been under the weather, and it's just a wonderful thing to do when you are really not feeling very good. So I'm going to go ahead and just open this up. So this is a little kit that will make these cute little paper clips, and I love these because they make really good bookmarks, but they also make really fun little planner tabs, if you will. Tabs is just not the right word. I cannot think of what I want to say. Just like placeholder, if you will, but I'll show you my planner in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. Now, because this has this petal pink banner here, it is letting us know that we're going to use the petal pink base, or the pink base. So I went ahead and grabbed my little pink attachments because that is going to be the correct size, as well as the little die here. Woo, my lights got a little dark. With the little die that's going to help me get that all cut out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to look for a little piece of paper that I want to showcase. So again, I want to do something for my book, but I also want to do something for my planner. And can we just stop for a second and just admire this beautiful paper pad from Pink Fresh Studio? It is amazing. I was gifted a 12 by 12, a few sheets of the 12 by 12, and I loved it so much that I went ahead and purchased the smaller set, just because I find that I craft more on a smaller scale when it comes to pattern paper. So a smaller set was perfect for me. And I think it's going to be amazing for this whole idea. Okay, so this is a really fun idea. Now with this little die here, you have this little opening window, and what this allows you to do is it allows you to see what your final project will look like. So that would be super cute. Natural circle there. Let's keep continuing to look. And it doesn't have to be, you know, something that has anything on it. You can just do a pattern if you like. I think that is so super pretty. I'm gonna have to use that for a card. That is gorgeous. I love all of these. This paper is just gorgeous. Okay, what I was thinking was I found this little set here, and I think they are the perfect size. At least I hope they are. I think they are just about right. But look at that little happy. Is that not adorable? And then there was another one. Oh, look at this one. Although I don't know if it's going to work because it's going to be so close to the edge, but it says, "Life is a book. We fill the pages." Isn't that so pretty? I don't know that it'll work because it's on the edge, and when the die cuts, if you'll see, it's going to want to cut this circle area. You'll see in a minute when I do this. This little envelope with the little florals coming out is so cute too. And again, you can do whatever you'd like. You can do anything. Oh, I like this. Keep learning, keep growing. That's actually really cool too. Okay, I definitely want to do the happy. I'm going to rip this out. But because we're here, oh, the back is nice. Because we're here, why don't we just continue looking at this paper? Because doesn't everybody just love to look at fun paper? Okay, so the rest of the pack, I love this one. This is so pretty. But I'll show you my favorite. My favorite is, where are you? Oh my gosh, this. Isn't that so pretty? And I used this on a little happy planner spread when I had the 12 by 12 version of this. It was awesome. I loved it so much. So fun. I think I recorded that too, so I'll link that video up in the corner too. But I love this. I think it's so pretty, and of course it's so delicate, so it already has fallen apart, but you know what? Still love it. Okay, so now let's just, I want to test and see if that will actually, oops, we're losing focus because this little guy. I want to see if that will actually work, but let's go ahead and do the first one. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the white bases because this does the die cutting. So this top one is going to go up in the top. We're just going to, it's a magnet, so it'll magnetize right up to the top there. And this bottom one is a bottom base, and this bottom actually swivels out, so you can bring it out and then place that there. So we're all set. It's gonna look something like this. Okay, now what we can do is, oh, I wanna really delicately trim this out because I don't wanna waste. So let me grab some scissors because I don't wanna put this whole thing in there. It's not gonna fit, but I want to preserve all these little icons. So let me just very delicately trim. Oh, I don't want to mess that one up. Well, it is what it is. Okay. Let's trim that. I love this. I think this would make a really pretty card too. Okay, and then again, this little opening is going to show you where it's going to cut. And it cuts a little bit bigger than the opening. So if you see this little circle here, that is where the actual die will come down and press into the paper once it's in this little pressing machine. So we're going to just center that where we would like it. And I think, let me look too. I think that looks really good. I love the little wreath pattern around it. Okay, so I think that looks really nice. I'm going to place it right into my press here. And then I'm going to press this down. it's not too much of a noise. Okay, and then once I take this out, it should, there we go, have a little circle there. Okay, so I have that one done. Because I have all of this installed, I'm gonna go ahead and get this one ready too. Now, the reason why I'm kind of nervous is because the cut is gonna go off the page. So I'm not sure, but I wanna try it. Although it cuts off some of the saying. Life is a book, we fill the pages. Well, let's just try. I think it's still super cute. Okay, so I'm gonna do this to preserve as much as I can. And same here. Okay, I'll place this right in here. Double check. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then press down. Okay, there we go. And as you can see, again, because it was on the edge, it's not quite a circle there, but let's see if this works, because why don't I just try it and then we'll all be a little bit wiser. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our scraps to the side. Definitely want to keep those. And now we can take out the white base set and then this little set. These all work together. So the white base and the little die cut all work together. So we can set those to the side because we're all done with the cutting portion. And now we are going to put our pink bases in again, because the little kit that we're doing has this little pink banner here, and on the back it also will say use with the button press and small inserts, and it shows you right there too visually that we'll use the pink ones. So easy peasy. So this is going to go on top. Now these do show you a top and a base. So if you are confused about which goes where, they visually say on the actual device. Okay, or attachment. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the top in. Again, it just is a magnet, so it'll just cling up there. But I always have to figure out which way it goes. Just like, oh, not like that. Oh, yep, there it goes. Okay, good. And then this is going to go just right in the bottom. Okay, just like so. All right, so now we need to open up our little pieces here. So let's get this all opened up. And we are going to need one little circular piece of Mylar. And we'll need a paper clip, the attachment piece, and the little metal disc. Okay, so let's grab one little piece of Mylar here. Okay, we have our Mylar. Very clear, but I think you can see it there. Okay, and that's all we'll need. So as a reminder for this particular little kit, we're going to do Mylar, the little metal piece, the attachment for the back, and then the paper clip. But the paper clip we're going to set to the side for a minute. What we're going to do first is we are going to bring in our press. I'm going to bring this out so that you can really see. Okay, the first thing is we're going to put our little, no, we're going to do this first. I have to remind myself each time. Okay, we're going to do the little metal piece. Okay, and get it just centered there. And then we're going to get our paper, place it right there, and then our Mylar. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to, let's see which way. I feel like it needs to go like that, I think, to line up with these lines here. I think that's right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is place it in here. And we are going to line up the A's. So what I mean by that is you'll see on your pink base that you have A's and B's. So let's find our A's here. Okay, So we have some arrows, top arrow, bottom arrow, and then we have our A's. So we have the A's all lined up. Everything matches going down. So once those are lined up, we can press down. Okay, and as you'll see, it went ahead and took our little paper piece and Mylar piece and button and brought it up into the top. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take this piece, and I want to make sure that this is lined up so that it's the right direction. So we want to make sure that this is lined up with those lines. You see these little lines here? That way it all fits in at the end, and it's going to be the right way up. So let me show you that one more time because that may have been a little confusing. On the back, this is where, when we're done, we're going to push the little paper clip in. So we want to make sure that our design is the right direction up. So knowing that, we want to put it in, we're going to turn it over, but we want it to line up really well with these lines, just like that. So you're just going to make sure you turn it. You can kind of see, there you go. I think that is about right. Of course, they keep fiddling with it and moving it, but you can see that little line there and then the lines on the side. So I think we're good. Okay, time will tell in a second, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to line up B. Okay, so I have B, and then I'm going to switch my top to B. See how that looks? Arrow, B, B, arrow. Okay, and then we're going to press again. Okay, then when it comes out, we have our little button. And let's see if it did it the right way. It's always a gamble every time. I'm still learning myself. So I'm going to put this little attachment in here. You'll hear it click. Oh, not too bad. I mean, it is a little off. It is a little crooked, but that's kind of fun actually too. It kind of goes, that's cute. I think that's going to be fun. Okay, I want this one for my planner, and then I'll do the next one for my book. So let's just check. I need to get all my additional pieces out. I want to check if this is going to work, given that we don't have a full circular side. Okay, so we're going to go back to A for everything. A and A. Okay, everything's lined up. And now we're going to do our button. We're going to do our paper. And again, I'm lining the paper up directionally so that it matches my lines. And we'll top it with the Mylar. Okay. And I think, we'll see. I think that this should work. Okay. And then we're going to put that in there. I'm not going to lift it up, but we have it lined up with the A's. Double check that that's lined up. Okay. So the A's all go down, and I'll press down. Okay. Now it's disappeared. Magic show. And on this end, we are going to put this in the base. Okay. So lining it up. Switching it to B, switching it to B, and hopefully it lines up. Okay. Okay, now it did work. Okay, so it is forgiving if you don't have a full circular piece of paper. I think that's so pretty. Okay, and then, oh my gosh, should I get it crooked again? I don't know that I'm going to ever get this right. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I'm finding this a little tricky. Okay, I wonder if I can kind of pull. Oh, you can. It's forgiving. You can kind of just nudge it. You can just kind of rotate it a little bit. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I wonder if I can do that with this one too. Just kind of gently rotate it. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, so it is a little forgiving there. Look at that. It's like I knew what I was doing all along. That's so cute. Okay, let's put these where they need to go. Okay, so I love this because this is going to be for my book, but I love how you can have just a little placeholder right there so that when you close your planner, and of course we're not in July, but when you close your planner, you can know exactly where you open it up to. Isn't that fun? I love it. And I love that you can personalize these in so many ways. I had fun with some pattern paper, but there are so many ideas for what you can do. And again, I'll do this with my little book. Also, if you have a good book recommendation, let me know. I asked on Instagram and got amazing recommendations. So I'm working my way through that list, but one can never have too many book ideas. At least that's what I think. Okay, so it feels so good to get back in my craft space and get back to creating. I love how this little tumbler turned out. Again, I'm going to let this set because that vinyl was really tricky to get on there, but I'm going to let it set and definitely be gentle with hand washing it, but I think that's so fun and I love the style of it. I also really love how this sign turned out. I know that many of you probably really loved those hearts, but my heart is just a little bit more simple and less is more for me, so I really like how that looks without the hearts on it, but definitely take it a step further if you want to do any more filling of the space there. I love this shirt. That's so cute, and I'm really inspired to decorate with the remaining patches. Again, definitely want to do a hat, and now that I mentioned the navy earlier, I think I'm going to put that on a navy hat. I think that would be so pretty. I'm really loving these as well. This was a fun craft, not only to just relax and get done, but these are going to be very functional for me both in planning and in reading. So love how those turned out. And I really am loving this little picture frame. I finally got one done. I'm going to go ahead and browse through my phone later to find the perfect photo just to put in there. That way I have a fun little photo in my craft space in a really cute frame. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to let me know which was your favorite down in the comment section below. I have a lot of fun things coming up for you, so if you just tuned in for the first time, be sure to subscribe so you see what's coming to my channel next. And as always, all of the things that I used, if I can find them, will be down in the description box below. That way you can take a closer look at any of the supplies and recreate any of these looks at your own craft space. All right, everyone, I can't wait to continue crafting with you in the next video. Have a fun day.